A Ukrainian refugee plays Irish music at a charity supporting the ever-growing number of homeless people in Dublin, including recently arrived asylum seekers. The Lighthouse charity is on the front line then of the two issues defining modern Ireland: housing and immigration. Mustafa volunteers here 4 days a week, arrived from Morocco 2 years ago, travelled via Britain but didn't stay there because of the Rwanda policy. Have you met lots of people that have come from Belfast?
Yeah, almost like 70 or 80% of all of them come from Belfast.
Oh really? The people that you're
Yeah.
people that you're working with here?
Yeah.
Okay. This marries with contested comments made by the Irish Justice Minister last week that the majority of people coming claiming asylum are coming via Belfast, crossing the open border into Ireland, in part because of Rwanda. Not including Ukrainians, around 15,000 people arrived in the Republic of Ireland last year to claim asylum. In the first 4 months of this year, it's at 6,000, so looks like an increase. Now, according to the Minister for Justice, 80% of that 6,000 arrived from Northern Ireland into the Republic. So, in other words, got on a bus in Belfast and arrived in Dublin at the main bus station here, Bus Áras. Most people know to just get a bus from Belfast to Dublin, but according to Mustafa, those who don't are exploited by a lucrative racket. What's the most you've heard that anyone has paid to get from Belfast to Dublin?
1,200.
1,200
pounds, not even euro, pounds.
Something that would cost you £20 on a bus.
Yeah.
Today, the Irish government approved legislation to facilitate sending asylum seekers back to Britain who'd arrived through Northern Ireland. A previous arrangement had stalled because of COVID and an Irish High Court ruling banning returns because of the Rwanda policy. Despite objections from London, according to the Taoiseach today, it was ready to go back online.
What I've said very clearly is the British government has acknowledged that there are operational arrangements in place. I welcome that fact. I'm very clear that those operational agreements are in place under the Common Travel Area. And I'm very clear that we're going to legislate to have absolute clarity so that it can work. But I'm also really clear that it's only one of a number of things we need to do. And I think the more significant thing that's been done in recent weeks is not actually the legislation today, but is the faster processing time.
The Irish government don't have a good record when it comes to deporting failed asylum seekers. It was also announced today that 100 additional Irish police will be freed up to enforce deportations. No. Ireland is learning the hard way that managing immigration properly is expensive and politically complicated. And according to the man who runs the Lighthouse charity, it only works if everything is working for everyone.
So where it impacts us on the ground is when your mum goes to the doctor and the doctor has a waiting list now of 2 months, whereas before she would have seen him in 2 days. But because of all the people coming in and the housing problem and all that, there's now huge demands on the services. So if we could sort of partner together, get all the people around the table and say, let's improve the infrastructure, I don't think the Irish community would be as loud. You know, you're saying the far right. I don't think we'd object.
In this corner of Dublin, civil society is rising to the challenge of these complex problems, trying to drown out discordant notes.